Hey everyone, welcome back for another episode of Coffee with Mare. And today we have a special guest. This is my chicken. Yes, her name's Miley. She's in the 6th grade and we've been home together for almost 2 weeks now. She was with her dad. I told you guys this before, for a couple of weeks because they needed to just self-isolate. He had gone to the US for work, and when he came back, this is when all of the COVID-19 stuff started. So it was just kind of better for them to stay home together for 2 weeks. So she's been home now for almost 2 weeks with me.
Yeah.
Yeah. How's it been?
Pretty good.
Yeah?
Been pretty good, yeah.
Yeah. Lots of Roblox?
Lots of Roblox and doing some of the schoolwork for an hour a day. So.
Yeah. Yeah. And sometimes more than an hour a day. And how about here, just shove over a little bit more. Okay, there we go. And what else? We've been trying to do more stuff around the house together, like we played with the Wii.
Yeah, we did some Wii games and we did some cow racing.
Oh my god.
We did cow racing.
If you guys still have an old school Wii, oh my goodness, try and get your hands on the Wii Play because it's got cow racing on it. And we're slightly obsessed with cows. Like we
just a little bit.
We just love cows.
Moo.
That's butter moo. Yes, in this house we do love our stuffies very much. They give us much joy and they all have their little personalities. That one, she picked us at a grocery store one day, or we were at the pharmacy, and she decided that she wanted to come home with us, and I said absolutely. So
yeah,
butter
and we were
moo.
looking for actual butter. Yes,
and if you didn't know, the Thai Beanie Boos all come with names. They have tags that have their names on them, and they, like this one, she's actually named Butter, and we were looking for butter, and when Miley said she found butter, and I just looked at her and I'm like, oh yeah, she's so coming home. She's so cute.
She's so soft.
Although one of my friends keeps thinking she's a goat. Not a goat.
Not a goat.
She's a cow.
She's a moo.
She's a moo. Yeah. So have we been playing lots with all of the little stuffies and babies and stuff?
Have.
Yeah, we have. And let's see what else. Somebody's been very helpful in the kitchen lately.
Yeah, I've been doing the dishwasher and helping with dinner and stuff.
Yes, and that was also something that her teacher kind of instituted, and I thought it was a really smart idea that the first week they were doing school remotely, which was last week. Her teacher said the goal for this week is to try and help load and unload the dishwasher, right? And so she's been very, very good. And of course, anything for helping around the house helps me out a lot because my energy's still been pretty low these days. And I'm also working on a new project. So my brain has definitely been utilized a lot more, which leaves me a lot more tired, right?
Right.
Yeah. Have we been, what else have we been doing? Playing with your hair?
Yes, we've been playing with my hair.
Yes, we've been playing with her hair, playing with Mummy's hair. You know, at some point, I'll probably do a video where Miley does my hair just to see how that turns out, which is always interesting.
I have some ideas already.
I know, you're actually quite good with your hair, aren't you? Yes. Bedtime has been a little bit later than usual, and we have been getting up a little bit more on Mummy's regular schedule, which is, you know, kind of waking up around 9:30, 10, and then getting up and starting our day, although sometimes somebody's been staying in bed a little bit longer, right?
Just a little bit.
Yeah, but that's okay. You know, we're kind of trying to have a fairly fluid routine, like trying to get schoolwork and homework done early in the day so then there's more time for fun stuff. And we've done some baking. we've played with our egg bite bowls in the Instant Pot, and I made her chocolate chip pancake bites the other day.
They were so yummy.
Yeah, were those really good?
They were delicious.
Yeah, and if you've never made anything like that in your Instant Pot, there's actually, like, you can make French toast in the Instant Pot, but it's like a cross between bread pudding.
It's so good.
Bread pudding and French toast, and you know, you make it like in an 8-inch round. I have the large 8-quart Instant Pot, and I find that doing a batch like that, especially now that I'm completely carnivore, that gives us a good solid like 4 breakfast portions, or if you want smaller portions to have it like a dessert, that works too. But we're kind of a fan, aren't we? Yeah. So, and how about your friends? Do you miss your friends, baby?
I miss my friends a lot, but we still do online stuff. Like, we do online video chats, and I also have Messenger Kids where I can talk with my friends from there.
Yeah. Well, and also, I mean, the cool thing is about once a week so far they've been doing a Zoom meeting, or they've actually moved to a different platform that's slightly more secure for the school kids. And that they do get to see each other, their classmates, but also there's a few of the parents who've been very, very good at setting up off-school meetings kind of so that the kids can still see each other and hang out. And, you know, especially at 11-year-old, your friends are important, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so... You know, and she's got some really good friends, and we want to make sure that you guys stay in touch.
Yeah.
And that you're there for each other, right?
Yeah.
Because there's some people going through some really hard times right now.
Definitely.
Yeah. What do you have to say to the people who are going through hard times? What's helping you get through this?
I'm not sure what to say.
How about, like, is it good because you get to spend more time with mommy and daddy?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it good because you're learning new things at home?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we've got some projects that we're going to be doing in the next few weeks. You know, because it looks like this is going to be more or less, it's semi-permanent, right? Most people who have school closures have probably all been warned that September is when the schools are going to be opening up. So, you know, we're very much into our home ec stuff here, right? Because, you know, not only does mommy have a background in IT, and I really like technical and you know, like I am thoroughly enjoying doing some graphic design at the moment for the online store that we're building. So, and there'll be more on that later, but it's, you know, I've been forcing myself to learn new tools, and has it been good? Because is mommy's brain working a little bit better these days?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, let's talk about that for a second. Miley, pretty much for your whole life, you've had a sick mom, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so Miley doesn't really know or remember what mommy was like before she got sick, because I was already sick around the time that she was born, and we just didn't know how sick I was at that point, and it was in varying degrees. But I did start, you know, like about when she was a year old is when things really started rearing their ugly head. So what's it been like for you to have a mommy who's not always well all the time?
Well,
tell me honestly, has it been different from what you see your friends doing?
I bet it's been a bit different, because a lot of the time when I'm like with my friends, it's just different, because normally before you were carnivore, you would spend a lot of time in your bedroom just lying down, and I would just have to find stuff to entertain myself. But good thing I had some stuff to do.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes it would just be kind of hard, but the other times it's fine.
Oh my goodness, I love this one. You know, it's the last few years in particular have been more challenging. I did have some better years when she was still quite little, but you know, she's right. Before carnivore started, there was a lot more days, I guess, where I needed to just be horizontal, and that I would be having crash naps because I would have like migraines that were oncoming with a migraine cycle. But you know, you've always been really good at finding stuff to do.
Yeah.
And you're just so kind. Yeah, you make my life better in every way possible. Yeah, so how do you think Mummy's doing with carnivore?
Pretty good.
Yeah, have you seen differences and changes?
I'm not sure.
Am I up and around a little bit more?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that a good thing?
That's a really good thing.
Am I more in your business now, though?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, there's a certain degree of autonomy that comes with kids. Yes, hi, this is Buttermoo again. She wants to say hello. But there's a certain degree of autonomy, I think, that kids with sick parents develop, and it's not something that I would have wished for, but I'm very grateful that I have such an amazing girl. And yes, we're very loving in this family. I grew up in a family that was very loving and affectionate, and my child, thankfully, still loves to snuggle and hug with her mom.
Yay.
And I'm enjoying having her home because, you know, she's going to be going back to her dad's, and so I'm getting in all of the snuggles and the hugs that I can get right now before she goes back to stay with her dad. And, you know, I think that we kind of rocked out the last couple of weeks, haven't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. Has it been good?
Yeah, it's been really good.
Yeah. A bit of an adjustment, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, I think this is something that nobody else has seen. I mean, our parents and grandparents may have survived through wartime, and, you know, during wartime, there used to be some pretty big demands placed on the public, right? Like, let's say in certain circumstances, because they needed like airplanes and they needed weapons for the forces that were fighting overseas, that regular everyday people would be asked to go work in factories and do those kinds of things. Now, I think that we kind of have an easier burden because, you know, the world might be at war with COVID-19, trying to find a solution so that people can return to semi-normal life at least, or in certain parts of it. But we're not being asked to go work in factories and build weapons and build airplanes to support a war effort. We're being asked to stay at home. And is staying at home with all of your stuff, is it pretty easy?
Yeah, it's easy.
Yeah. I mean, do you miss going outside and doing stuff outside?
Not really.
Not much of an outdoor chick. But you did go skiing this winter, though, and that was fun.
That was pretty fun.
Yeah, so we're quite happy that somebody's taking a liking to skiing.
Hey!
I'm liking that. Yeah, so I don't know. How are your kids doing, people? And what are your thoughts on trying to keep them busy and keeping them active? You know, we've been trying to engage in a variety of activities, and sometimes those activities do depend on Mummy having energy to do those things. So we didn't quite get everything done so far that we wanted to do, but that doesn't mean that we can't do them in weeks to come. So, because we don't want to be doing the same thing day in and day out, even though we have a routine, still trying to have some flexibility.
Yeah.
And how are we doing with eating healthy meals? Are we doing well?
We're doing pretty good.
Yeah. So, you know, we've been trying to have a little bit of variety that's different from the usual school time fare of like sandwiches and packaged snacks and that kind of stuff. You know, usually it was pretty healthy snacks that you'd get in your lunch anyway, but you know, now at least we can do things like, you know, banana blueberry
Frosty. It's almost like homemade Frosties.
It's almost like homemade Frosties. It's kind of halfway between a smoothie and ice cream, but it's just made with bananas and blueberries, milk, and ice cubes, and that's it.
So good.
You know, I have a Vitamix. I love my blender. It just saves my bacon on so many different levels, but it's really easy to make a quick healthy snack, and that we have a lot of stuff in the freezer, you know, and especially things like fruits and vegetables. I've always been more on the side of stocking up in the deep freeze on fruits and vegetables that have been flash frozen. So then we have access to that. And especially going carnivore now that I'm not eating fresh fruits and vegetables and that she is, that strategy is working well because we always have something in the house. So that's something that you can think about when you're grocery shopping too. If you do have some space in your freezer, you can do things like go to Costco, or if you are going to Costco or you're going grocery shopping and you buy like a big bag of fresh broccoli florets, just stick them in the freezer. You don't have to blanch them. They actually turn out quite well. You put them in the microwave for 4.5–5 minutes with a little bit of water and a cover on it. And you have beautiful broccoli that still is like al dente, nice bright green color. And because you're not boiling it, you're not losing the nutrients that are in the vegetables. So yeah, is that cool? Mm-hmm. Awesome. So I think it's time for you to do your homework. She's got homework. Do that again?
Yeah.
She knows I'm gonna bite her finger if I do that again, or if she does that again. So anyway, please make sure that if you liked our little chat today, say hello in the comments and drop us a line. Don't forget to give us a big thumbs up. And you also should subscribe to this channel and hit that notification bell so you know exactly when the next video is going to be landing on YouTube. So for today, folks, this is SickMom
And Miley.
checking out.
Bye.
Bye.